Hey guys, how are we doing? Good. We're gonna do a reading, and we're gonna be doing a reading for Mercury retrograde. So basically, what we're gonna do is this reading's gonna kind of basically be for when we go through retrograde. I'm gonna go through each sign. Basically, a really quick thing that Spirit wants us to kind of think about during it, and it's gonna be a run through. So it's gonna be like basically we're gonna shuffle. I'm gonna go do every sign in this one episode. Use the same deck, and it's gonna be a message on what we need to work on during retrograde. Okay. So we're gonna start with my air signs, and we're gonna start with Aquarius. So what is the message that Spirit wants Aquarius to be focused on during this Mercury retrograde? What is the spirit that is guiding Aquarius? What is it that they want Aquarius to recognize during retrograde? Two more. Okay, let me see one thing. Let's see if a message comes out naturally. Otherwise, when I feel like I need to, I'm going to stop and pull. Thank you. Is there any specific? Okay, thank you. Okay, Aquarius, your message from Spirit is that during retrograde, something that you're going to be focusing on, and or it's important that you at least be open to potentially realizing that you might be having and or being recommended to go within regarding a choice that you're going to have to use to make where you don't know everything that you want to know, or you don't know the little details. So there might be a situation with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, A, that was hermiting, or B, that you need to hermit from, to kind of go in and make a choice that you will not, from what I'm hearing, B, you will not know everything. So whether you think you know, Spirit is saying you don't. That's a good answer. You don't know what you don't know. Okay, so we're going to get 3 of my oracles on top of 1 for each of those. Just for like a further more affirmation, and or this is kind of the way I look at it, is like a way that Spirit is trying to guide what the focus is, in case there was anything that is missed. Perfect. Okay, so you're needing to go in and okay, so you could be dealing with someone, Aquarius, that potentially has, you need to address your addictions. That's why you're having to go in and hermit. Potentially this could be vice versa, but Aquarius, no offense, this isn't that. Again, the message that we went in going, for those that want to challenge, because I can hear you, is we're doing a message of something that's going to happen in retrograde. If you make the wrong choice, you're also in a Saturn retrograde, so it's going to impact you for the next 7 to 14 years, good or bad. So if you don't know everything and you think you know everything, you're like, whatever, I know everything, cool, because you're going to be stuck in this for a long time. So if it ends up backfiring in any way, shit's just not going to work out as planned. You need to accept what's dying and be able to make the choice to move forward and create your own justice for yourself. Potentially, yes. If you're finding that this situation obviously is leading to addictive patterns, or it influences you being addictive, and or it's unhealthy, obviously you know what you need to do. For you, Rue. Okay, so now we're going to be jumping into Libra. Libra, what is... Okay, Libra. Libra, yours might potentially be more work influenced. If so, you might be considering opening new avenues when it comes to work, and or work is growing in a different way, and or some old ways are being stopped and you're onto either new fresh things with new people, you're walking away from old, or you guys finally got shit figured out. Okay, first card out for Libra is no longer a shit ton of options. Not necessarily, actually. Can we just... I think you're no longer thinking... Okay, so Libras, I think Spirit wants you to focus on something. I think in the past and or present and or you're already focusing on this and working on this. I do believe, Libras, quite frankly, that you went through a situation where... Oh, this is a tough one. In the past, you were in potentially a relationship where... This could be two different stories. You could be a friend of someone and you are a Libran. Okay? I'm feeling a masculine and feminine persona. So if you were... we're just going to leave it at that. One situation is you're being asked to stop following this pattern where you go in, you sabotage your own happiness because you think that people are juggling good and bad cups, when in reality it could be all in your head, and you're creating these karmic cycles over and over and over and over and over. You'll know if that's you. Period. End it. Move on. Moving on to the next story, meaning you need to go contemplate that if that's your story. This could be a different situation where you're basically in the past... you chose to ignore a situation where you saw that someone was juggling multiple different options. You didn't really care because it wasn't affecting you, whatever that means, okay? Whether you weren't the ones that were closely involved, whatever that means, or whether it's the fact that it wasn't your business to talk about anything. Okay, so with that being said, we have the Five of Swords. This is definitely a narcissistical trait. So I do think potentially in the past you saw someone as being slightly narcissistical, but you could have also potentially, Libra, wanted to be a Libra and not get involved because you don't really know what's going on. You don't know all the ends of the story. You did see some things, but you also probably saw some things on the other side. So it was kind of like, I don't really want to... You're being asked to rise above all of this shit and all these people and this situationship that I feel like somehow it involves at work. You got yourself somehow involved in, and you're being asked to just withdraw yourself from it, call everyone out in a sense of being like, you know what? We all can point fingers, but at the end of the day, you fucked up, you both fucked up, or we all, whatever the situation is. And sitting here pointing fucking fingers isn't fucking working, so we need to fucking move on and figure it out. You're being asked to kind of do that because it seems like you got yourself in a situation where you didn't do that, and now you're kind of like, this is a little bit uncomfortable because now I think you're kind of like, well, I feel like I'm lying in some cases, or maybe people are trying to pin you against each other, or whatever the situation is, okay? So you're being asked to rise kind of to more of a high priestess standpoint where you're kind of there to just be black and white. There's no gray. So you both are fucking idiots and move the fuck on from this. Or we are fucking idiots right now and we need to fucking figure this shit out now. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, if you can't own shit, I can't own shit. Obviously, there is no shit to be made. Kind of situation. You're being asked to do that, which is very awesome, Libran, because it is actually very much the opposite. Now we're moving to Gemini, of your characteristic trait, of which tends to always be kind of like wanting to be in the balance and medium of everyone. You're being asked for once kind of to, if you got yourself into a situation, even if you're not fully involved, like they're fighting over something that has nothing to do with you, it's still a situation where you're being asked, because potentially by you doing this is going to make them both grow, period. And or these people grow, and or it's going to be a learning experience for everyone kind of thing. Who knows, okay? Okay, so now we're going on to Gemini. Gemini. Of course, my gems. Gemini, something that you're being asked to... Okay, Gemini, this is a good one. So Gemini, during Mercury retrograde, which obviously, as not obviously, actually not all of us know. Oh, angels are sweet. Anyways, Mercury's obviously ruled by Gemini. With that being said, if you are a Gemini and or your Mercury is in Gemini, you might definitely run into some situations where things are going to hit you potentially a little bit more like bullseye than other ways. With this being said, Mercury's all about communication. So often enough, I have found that if I am finding issues with communicating and or being heard, whatever your sign of Mercury is, okay, then that one can indicate a lot of why the communication can be maybe misinterpreted. For instance, if you are a Gemini in Mercury, sometimes you would think, well, I'm going to be a fucking amazing communicator, right? Yes, but you can also be slightly too communicative in areas that need to be quiet and recognize that they cannot change. And whether you voice your opinion on it or not, the situation and or circumstances are going to consistently be the same. And or you can get yourself in situations where you're overly communicative and you kind of get yourself in a hole, or it doesn't mean anything because it just... shit just is always changing. We cannot control people. You can tell them things until you're blue in the face. They don't have to make the choices to do anything. P.S. I was doing this on my bed earlier today. Oh my gosh, you would die. And then all of a sudden I was like I'm like, I wonder if I could catch air. And I was doing it and then I hear, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just broke my bed. I didn't. So I was really pleased to see that, but it was also kind of like, oh my gosh, I bet I could get air. So now every time I do it, I'm like, maybe you shouldn't do it. Whatever. I'm gonna want another. Anyways, moving on. So I just thought I'd share. I will say that it does look like Geminis, or wherever it is that you're watching this for, if you're a Gemini, you were in a situation with someone that potentially had fire in their chart, or you guys had a very passionate relationship. I do think it was a situation where they had a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that you didn't know about. I will say that you're going within not knowing a lot regarding the situation that is clearly on your mind, for obviously it's showing up right now. But you're being told that if there's any confusion of which you do not understand, it's because this person, you're going to have to give yourself the justice you need to go within and really decide what you need to decide. I definitely would say Spirit is definitely trying to push you in a direction, because they are giving us a card of letting us know, whether this person's ever going to be honest with you or not, which I'm hearing potentially that clearly is not going to happen, or at least anytime soon. If it ever did, they tend to create fires everywhere they go. The one other thing I want you to do when you look at his card is you can see he's skipping along. It's like someone comes out of a tent and sees him and says, hey, what's going on with the fire down there? You know, just like a neighbor asking a neighbor, and he's like, oh, wait, what fire? Like, this man on the street seems to be completely unaware that there are fires behind him when clearly he's the only one also on the street. Kind of also like when you hear me go on my tangents about the owl. Hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo, who are you? The person that tends to generally has so much lack of respect for anyone because they have absolutely no respect for themselves. They tend to not feel obligated to give anyone any sort of explanation of anything, because technically, if they're not saying anything, they're not lying. Okay? That's also indicators of someone that doesn't want to change in any sort of way. They are very comfortable with toxic, and they're very uncomfortable with situations where they have to be 100% honest with people, because they cannot be even 100% honest with themselves. And again, you can talk to those people until you're blue in the face, my loves. But at the end of the day, you will literally do the Gemini way and drive yourself fucking insane. So, moving on. Okay, we did Libra, we did Aquarius, we did Gemini. We are going to now move on and transition to Scorpio. Oh my gosh, water. Are we not getting enough air because we are too deep in our feelings? Holy fuck. And by the way, I'm not going to do oracle cards unless I feel like Spirit gives us a message where I want to clarify that you guys can see I don't just spill shit out of my mouth, that is the direction they want you to go. Obviously, Geminis, when we see someone starting fires, we don't need to know the drama of the fires. That is what makes you get in your head and you run in fucking circles. And then if you have water in your chart, you will just be so consumed by your own feelings that you won't even see people trying to reach out and or Spirit trying to give you an example and or someone that's going to help you out because you're too involved in your own way of your bubble. Your bubbles. So this is going to be for Scorpio. Wow, Cancer. Your energy's big. Okay, Scorpio. I think we... Scorpios. I know, I'm bouncing. I'm having to... Cancer's energy is really strong right now. Final outcome. Okay, so... Any other cards for Scorpio? Scorpio, it looks like we're walking away from someone that put us in a third party. This person could be someone that could be, they do some sort of teaching in their life. Whatever that means, any sort of teaching. Again, you can just work for a basic bitch job and still be a teacher at that basic bitch job. So let's be very open with interpretation. Whatever message Spirit pops in your head right then and there, that is what you need to roll with. The more you question it and second guess yourself, the more you're pulling yourself from Spirit because you're not being aware that that is your conscious of which Spirit is nudging that this is what is for you. Again, if you're going to watch tarot or spiritual messages or what the fuck ever anyone wants to call any of this, right? Because what is what? It's all relevant to the string theory. In other words, it does look like there was a third party regarding work where someone was drinking, celebrating, and partying behind your back. With this being said, this person potentially was doing that with an Aquarius and or someone that they were already in the past connected to. With this also being said, they are chained to the devil. I just saw it. So, at the end of the day, someone potentially could be coming in. It could be some sort of you coming into someone, explaining how hurt you were regarding a past situation on the way that they, let's just say ended it. Or if they didn't even end it, they ghosted. Let's just say you're coming in just letting them know basically that you feel like if this was a relationship for like a year or longer, like you're kind of flabbergasted. You feel baffled, very left of the dust. It's very ironic. I'm just going to say, Scorpios, this is a very apparent sign, because I don't want you guys to get too deep in your feelings, that this person, people that do that because Scorpios, you are so intense and so smart and so, well, you're fucking amazing. We all know my impact on Scorpios. Maybe that's, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I love that. We know how much I love Scorpios, Gemini, Scorpio, Libra, Sag. They're kind of my favorite signs. But I do love everyone, and all of my friends will agree. All my best friends are fire. Like, all fires. Like, meaning all different types of fire signs. The thing with fire is, as a Scorpio moon, I tend to be a tough fucking asshole. And that is totally fine with me. My fire signs that choose to actually get to know me on who I am, and they actually start to love that about me, because they start to realize they have their own personal pit bull at their side. And with the Gemini ways, I'm really good at playing mental games on people that hurt people that I truly care about. If I feel like you're worth it. Based on how you treat us, right? That's kind of how we rock and roll personally. Who doesn't fucking like a Scorpio? Probably someone that's been fucked over by a Scorpio. Just like the people that don't like Geminis probably were fucked over by Gemini. Or, no offense, a Gemini ghosted you. Because as amazing as we are at feelings, Geminis can mentally mind fuck themselves so much that they get to a place where they get so mad at themselves that they can't explain it even to you. Also, Gemini and Scorpios are amazing relationships. I'm not going to lie. The one thing I really want us all to remember, this is something that I feel like I've realized and learned in my life. If you've had a bad experience with one, it doesn't mean they're all like that, because we're all different people, and or we're all different, dead matter, right? Because that's what we are. We're literally made of dead things. So put more makeup on all we want, but at the end of the day, we're made of dead shit. So, and if you're new, welcome. I'm very morbid. I actually do my job. My job is hair and makeup, but my reading, I actually connect with dead people. So this is kind of like a fun way of me not having to be so deep into like, hi, I'm connecting to people that pass. Because it's a very, obviously with the Scorpio moon, any Scorpios would know Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, Venus, all the above that are impacted, or if you have it super in your chart, you know that once you're down there, that energy wears you fucking out. Like, you feel like you literally ran a marathon the whole day. So it puts you in a very chill, meditative state. So people think I'm very airy, especially with my Gemini-ness, and it's actually like, no, I'm just literally, when I'm not reading or seeing dead things, or reading, or talking, anyways, transitioning people through, the only way to be centered is to be in a meditative state, so it allows me to do that way. Plus, my ADD, luckily, kind of really allows me to do that. But sometimes, yeah, I can stay too meditative, and people are like, hey, come back to Earth, little weirdo, I know. But anyways, so, moving on from that, we are going to say, Scorpios, long story short, this person did deceive you. You might be coming in letting them know what I said. The reality is they are wanting to not come in, period. I do feel like this person doesn't want to face themselves in the face. They are having a 6 of Swords. They are kind of going off on their own. So in other words, that does not mean necessarily they are in another relationship. I do feel like there's a Tower in a relationship because of a couple different things on both of your guys' parts. I do feel like you potentially or this person they did show that they were not right. So it does make sense why you're in the 7 of Cups. But 7 of Cups is also things that we don't necessarily know. We think we know, but we don't really know. We do know now, Spirit has led us, and that is what led us to a Tower. We do know that this person was starting little things where they went, I'm hearing, and it potentially could be with multiple people and or just one person that was connected to their past that impacted them financially, and they didn't have the strength to say something to you. But at the end of the day, everybody is getting offered a new beginning at moving forward with what you want personally. And if it ends up divulging, in other words, you both need to be stronger as individuals to make it even work. Period. So now we're moving on to Cancer. Okay, just kidding. Now we're going to go into Scorpio, and we're going to get one of these cards. I think I'll do 2 separate videos, actually. So this will be air and water. And then the next one will be fire and, yeah. Okay, so relevate your priorities. I was right. So this is like a really important time, Scorpios, to literally the only thing Spirit wants you to recognize and pay attention to is you and your growth, and like going through these bursts of new ideas, new endeavors, new situations, new ways of thinking, new routines, all of the above, new circumstances, new life situations that you're facing. They want you to be very strong at those so that if any relationship comes towards you, you will only be, you'll be able to balance them. Spirit wants to make sure you're not set up for failure, okay? image, solution. In other words, oh, imagine, so sorry. Imagine solutions. You're being asked, exactly, if you have a problem, you need to go find a solution for it. If it's a person that keeps being a problem, then you need to find a solution for it, because you're choosing to put yourself in the situation over and over and over and over. You're going insane just like them. Okay. And Scorpios, that's could be very, 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 very dangerous for you, because you guys can get too dark and too deep. Okay. We need to meditate and be by trees. So, if you are a Cancer, Cancer, it does definitely look, wow, Cancer. We got a masculine Cancer in the house, demanding a story. Okay, my loves. This is again going to be for someone that has Cancer in their chart, significant enough where this is going to be a situation that resonates with you regarding Mercury retrograde. Cancers. And yes, it looks like you're sitting there. You're sitting with all of your things that you love, all your fulfillment, all the things that make you happy. You're just really just looking and just appreciating everything that's in front of you, all your blessings that you've created for yourself, have for yourself, all your situations, your life, all of the above. You are just very happy right now within fulfillment of everything. You are very happy with where you are right now, okay? Okay, so then we have potentially a message could be coming in regarding work. That could be kind of disappointing to you. Explain why those ended up the way they did, please, Divine. Explain why those ended up the way they did, please, Divine, for my Cancers. Who is this? Okay, Cancer, so there could have been a situation of someone coming in, you're not listening to a spirit guide? And this past situation regarding a work endeavor, this is not current. It's holding you. Yeah, it's holding you back from your finances. So, this is crazy because I'm trying to understand how to explain it to you. Because it can be so many different ways. Again, it's energy. So I really, the judgment is you needing to create a call judgment on yourself. You have a spirit guide with the Prince of Pentacles. Prince is messengers of finances. So you got a message regarding finances where it didn't, there was a trickster in a situation, past, present, or future, that made it where it didn't work out at all. And yeah, something didn't work out. Because it didn't work out, it impacted you on the way that you think. Okay? Yes. So you always now kind of have a way of thinking in lack. So if something doesn't work out for you, instead of looking at it like let's say you're applying for jobs, it's all based on this past situation. That's why it's hard for me to explain, because it's like this past situation of something happening either in a relationship that was at work or a relationship that maybe you guys lived together and then there was work, and I don't know. It's really confusing, like, because I don't want to just jump on that whole nother bandwagon. But what I am seeing definitely is because of the fact that someone held out telling you about a different business endeavors and that impacted you today because of the past, you now have a worry for finances. In other words, because someone's taken, it's kind of like you kind of not hoard, not like you don't give to people and you just want to take, but it's kind of like if something, let's just say you get an interview, okay, and you're excited, or let's just say you're a hairstylist, I don't even know, like you're in music, because every work situation has a different way of doing things, right? So let's just say you go in and it ends up not working out, right? You just let it just doesn't work out, and you're just kind of like, well, this just keeps happening to me. Why is it so difficult? This and this and this. Instead of looking at it like, okay, so let's look at the situation. Yes, you wanted the job, but is it really what you want to do? Is it really? What if, literally, for instance, what if you're going to school, okay? I shouldn't say this. Okay, I think I might actually have just about to tell slightly your future, and I'm being told not to because it's going to stop your growing process. So now I'm going to have to find a different way to explain the story, where it can't, yeah, okay. So, in other words, if I was to tell you what was happened, so if I was to tell you your fortune, your future, because, anyways, you wouldn't learn what you need to learn. Therefore, you would still have this mentality. For instance, thank you, Spirit. That was a great example. For instance, until you're going to have to keep facing these not getting what you want until you realize it's not what you want. And that's why you're not getting it. It's not that hard. Have you not gotten 2 opportunities or 1 or 3 opportunities or 4? Or has Spirit not shown you there's opportunity? Where you've gotten even an opportunity to be able to talk with someone, a friend, an employer, I don't know, anyone, you know what I mean? Have you gotten an opportunity? If you have, why are you questioning Spirit? That is what it is. And it has to do with something that happened in the past, which is why you are the way you are. So it's not that you're just like, that's just because, you know, and it's something very traumatizing, but it is keeping you from your financial abundance. Okay? So you need to start, instead of maybe looking at it like, instead of maybe looking at it like, it keeps not, instead it's like, damn, thanks, Spirit. Like, maybe if I would end up getting this job, they would have done layoffs, like, you know, the next day and this and this. Or what if I would have got there, then I would end up, they find out there's a corona outbreak and, you know, we all get corona, or, you know, like, just like, instead of recognizing that the fact that is, and let's just say, what if you did get it and they end up being super bad criminal, you know, it's just like, you're not trusting Spirit, and you're going to keep running into this issue over and over unless you do. Okay, so Spirit, one more card for guidance, when it comes to, like, give them something to, like, kind of focus their energy on, so that they can kind of maybe not think about, like, this is like a great Moses example. Again, Moses out, you know, and it's like, you know, why isn't the sea? And everyone is like, what is going on? And he's like, what the heck? Lord, I am here. And literally he's waiting and waiting. And he's literally given up. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm an insane person. I'm sitting here listening to, and voila, at the last fucking moment, it's like, Meh. And then literally so close to the moment where they're like basically halfway in the water, just barely, half the men are just right there, and they're like, this is your idea, and then phew, it all works out. So you have to literally be that much in your faith, because Spirit is wanting you to be able to get this like new trophy in life kind of thing for this concept, I guess you could say, for this, you know, whatever cute thing that we call it that makes us feel really good about it. You know, Spirit has all of our pet names that we have. You need to work on loving yourself. I don't necessarily feel like this is loving yourself. I think the message I'm more getting from this is the fact that I think that more the message I'm getting from this, be open to love. I think it's caught to your past. So this has impacted you, and you need to realize that people make shitty choices, and this is so easy to preach, but let me just say that I understand where you are. That doesn't mean we can't not listen to Spirit. That just means I'm going to be like you, and I'm going to look at Spirit sideways like, yeah, It's easy for you to say that. You're all enlightened. Deal with these idiots. They are not enlightened. So it's easy for us just to be like, ah! But we have to remember at the same time that when we love ourselves, we trust ourselves. We trust, and we also need to remember, you chose someone that deceived you. You chose to be smart enough to walk away or you know, Spirit made the situation end. You need to know that you learned from this experience, and that's why you can continue to move in love and love yourself, because now you have these new learned opportunities that you've learned from the fucking situations of before that even got us in these endeavors. We're not loving ourselves, because what? How would you know what was going to happen before it happened? So now you're kind of like, well, I'm just not going to be in love because I'm not God and I don't know the way that it's going to work out. If you know the way it's going to work out, you wouldn't learn and you wouldn't want to work for God or have trust. And do you see what I mean? It's all relevant. So we're never going to know what we don't know. Mwah, I love you guys. Okay, so we're now going to move on to Pisces. Okay. Pisces. This is funny. The first thing I think is, do we have to do it? Honestly, that's what I was thinking before we even said that. And I don't know if that's the energy, but it is what it is. So Pisces, obviously, we are not wanting to work on something. We're not wanting to face what we need to work on. That is becoming very, very apparent. I'm absolutely looking at little baby finches right now. So I think that's Spirit's message on going outside. So you don't have to listen to yourself think. Because it's driving us all bonkers, including me right now, having to listen. So go look at the finches. Just go look at them. Get super freaking... Go look at a finch. I can't encourage... Spirit's like, do not. Yeah, I'm looking at 2 finches just floating. They're teaching their little babies to fly. It's the cutest little thing in the world. Weird. Oh, you're getting a new opportunity. With a King of Swords that was heartbroken in the past. Regarding someone that is extremely connected to Spirit. Why did this why are they coming? Why is Pisces with, what is this? Is this a joke? Pisces, why are you bringing on other people's energy, but Pisces, you're not even here? So in other words, is someone you're dealing with is withholding, is withholding passion from someone else, and they hurt them in the past to give it to you. And you're wanting a new opportunity with them. Or you're wanting to continue an opportunity with them. Now, I am potentially hearing wanting a new opportunity with them, because I am hearing potentially that they... maybe they're connected to someone else still. Okay, I am not going there, Pisces. Wow. Okay, so, well, all I'm going to say here is if you got yourself in a pickle, and if you want something that is already connected to someone else, this is not going to work out in your favor. Or is it? If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, he is dealing with an Empress, and she's taking all of his money, so he could be coming at you for financially support. Ooh, why does I say that? The Chariot's coming in regarding wedding. What? You could be going with someone to a wedding. Like, let's say they're in music and you're going to accompany them, and there can be potentially someone that finds out, and just be aware. You know what I mean? Just like, if you're with someone that's married, there could be someone that surprises you. Yeah. You also could potentially have an emperor that's going to propose to you. Maybe they're just going to invite you to some sort of celebration or wedding. I am seeing an empress, so be aware of that because she is getting a lot of his money, which makes me think she's attached to him. She's getting attached or she is attached to him, which is a little bit of a concern if you're going through with someone, because I would hate for you to go, like, let's just say you went to a wedding and someone just fucking shows up and you're like, what is going on? And there's a big Jerry Springer shit show. I've had that happen to me. What is the star? What? You might be having someone that's going to be coming into you, letting you know that they want a new opportunity to move forward with you. That they don't want to fight anymore. They want to move forward with you yeah, I think they might want to move forward with you. So you might be dealing with someone that is dealing with an empress, and she has a lot of financial strain to him. But if you are wondering, there might have been just a tower in the situation. So you guys might have a new opportunity to a new endeavor. And potentially this person got that. I don't know. Like, yes, so you guys are having a new endeavor. And they might have gotten some insight from someone that helped them move forward to you. Okay, cool. Finally, I'm like, what is going on? Okay, so now we're going to be tapping into my... Wow. This person could be a Sagittarius that's coming into you. Okay? Okay. Now we are going to be moving on. We're moving on to Earth. So let's go with my Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. What is thy Capricorn doing? What is my Capricorn doing during Mercury retrograde? During Mercury retrograde, we're holding on to our past love for someone. Or we're dealing with someone that is holding on to their past love of someone. But I think it's us potentially. This person, you could be hoping this person's going to come into you and say something. It does look like this person is going to potentially, is using their best judgment, potentially. Or you are using your best judgment regarding the situation. Like we know, I'm always bending over on these. Yeah, you might be using your best judgment regarding passion. Someone might be trying to come in passionately to you. For some reason, you'd be using your best judgment. Maybe this person has been kind of withholding or withdrawing. Just a little bit, not like really bad. They might have just been a little bit stressed about finances. They could be having judgment called on them regarding finances for whatever reason, Capricorn. Maybe this is a financial endeavor and you just don't have the strength to like deal with all the fucking BS anymore. Yeah. You feel like in the past, this business owner and or person that you're thinking of, and this is coming out, that they just kind of hang in the past over and over and over, and you kind of just work, and you don't want a new opportunity with someone that kind of just stays there and stays stagnant and doesn't want to grow like you do. It does look like Ace of Cups. That's what I'm talking about, Cappies. Let's go. Let's see this. What's Ace of Cups? Ace of Cups. What's the fun new thing? Oh, by doing this, you're just going to be getting your Ace of Cups. Yep. By releasing your work burdens. And by moving forward with the best idea of you and being strong in what you know. You're a Cappy. You know what you got, girl. Boy. All of the above. Unicorns. And you are on your way to bigger and better things. By doing this, you're going to release yourself from any situations that no longer serve you. And this does definitely feel like work. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on. Watch a Cappy reading if you want more relationship, because this reading seems like it's all about finances for you and or work endeavors and or situationships regarding some sort of financial thing. Okay, so now we're going to be doing Taurus. Taurus. What does my Taurans need to know during this Mercury retrograde? What does Spirit want my Taurans to know regarding the Mercury retrograde? It does look like, ooh, you guys are being told to be very aware of the choices you have around you. You seem to have a lot of choices, and it seems though in the past you have not followed your heart. And because of that, it has left you a wee bit vulnerable, let's just say. Or you're coming to terms with realizing, what are we coming to terms realizing, Tauruses? We're coming to terms realizing, I think potentially there's situations where I kind of mentally entrapped myself and not allowed myself to move in opportunities of when it comes to more spiritual and or fulfillment. Love, it has kind of impacted me in a way that I'm realizing that the people that I've gotten myself involved with might not have the best idea of success as I do, and maybe it's held us back from ultimately what our soul calling is. So maybe this is kind of like a transition in realizing the difference in communication, just literally with the soul and communication with the head. Does look like in the past there potentially is an or presence. Taurus, there are, the devil is connected to your guys' marriage, present, past, not future, obviously. I do not do future telling, even though I can. I do not do that. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that gift of mine. I believe in using it and doing readings. That's the way that I utilize and use that energy. Because I do not, Anyways, because I don't. And that's my combo with spirit. I don't owe anyone that. Not that I'm saying you think I need. I'm just saying I do not need to explain anymore. I sometimes have to say it to my head and my heart and to spirit as a Gemini and Scorpio moon in order to stay balanced. It's really important for me. In order to stay out of my head, I had to verbally repeat things so that I'm actually hearing what I'm saying and not just thinking what I'm saying and feeling what I'm saying. It kind of makes sure that what I'm thinking is said, and then my heart sits and feels it, and then it gets interpreted through the way that I'm putting it out, I guess, to clearly hear myself and to make sure that what I'm saying, because how many times do you say something to yourself and you're like, okay, that sounded so different. Exactly. So it's one thing for us to think about something and feel it. It's really hard for us to be able to explain what we think and what we feel within a way that makes people be able to understand us. So for me, it's a way of being able to understand myself and to make sure that I am balanced to a certain extent. It's making sure that I can feel and create balance within the depth and the airiness of who I am as a person. It allows me to kind of use it more into a passionate, fiery attribute, and then I use it more towards way too many hobbies that I have and do really well in. It just, that's actually, I'm learning some new things about myself and ADD and being an adult, and I'm now, although I have so many amazing endeavors that I could just do all at the same time right now, I'm learning as an adult with my ADD, as well as being a spiritual leader, to be grounded when you have ADD. It's, and like my blood pressure is, like, as we know, I'm like a dead person. It's slow in the like 80s. It's insane. So I always have to be like, there's a lot of self-discipline to being this she-caught mess. Seriously. Fucking seriously. Anyways, that's why I will always be and die a she-caught mess. Because I'm a hot mess, but I'm very chic about it somehow. I always say now that I'm 31, I've had 30 years of experiencing it. So now I know how to just make it look like it flows. But it's trying to have a conversation that's not narrow-minded, because I feel that people try to express themselves in very narrow ways or very direct ways. For me, that is so hard, because I look at things not within bigger pictures, because I like to understand everybody's picture, and then I like to look at the similarities between us all, because it allows us to see how similar we are within the same. Anyways, sorry I went on a tantrum. This is what I do. Literally watch any reading. I do want to say, Tauruses, maybe I was trying to distract you, that if you want to grow financially, you need to walk away from this marriage that has you connected to the devil. So whether you're walking away from a marriage or whether you've walked away from a marriage but you haven't gotten the divorce, this is when the devil is showing up in a marriage, that means you guys are proactively entertaining each other. In other words, it is not like people that maybe you have kids and you're fucking texting them, when are you gonna get the kids, or when are we, or when, just that kind of thing. We're talking when people are talking about reconciliation over and over, or we're talking about you've stayed connected and you both might have an open relationship, but you're set. Do you know what I mean? Like all those middle lines that we don't understand. This is, again, not for people that are, because there are some people that are like, well, I'm not married. I was legally married in my 8-year, but this is people that are not tied to each other by a house or kid. There's no baggage. The baggage of this marriage that needs to be broken apart or separated for temporary or what the fuck ever needs to happen is the fact that you have the devil in it. So you guys are becoming toxic for each other, and or you guys are the enablers of each other. How do you know whether it's healthy? If you release and the person is still unhealthy, they are their own problem. It doesn't matter how many times you hit each other's heads against a wall. The person isn't going to work. They don't work with you. They don't work by themselves. Like, do you think you're a god? Do they expect you to be a god and to be able to fix them? Awesome. Because if you are a god, you should be living in a mansion and not be watching me here on YouTube. Because that would make no sense, right? You would know, why would you be watching me if that is it? The reality is it's not it. It's a constant thing that you try to say to yourself to make yourself feel like you're a good person, because you don't feel like a good person, because this person's not. You guys don't allow each other to feel like a good person. Because all you guys do to each other when you see each other is remind each other of all the hurt and anger. Instead of looking at it as though we've been with each other for so long. And to get to this place, like me and my ex have, although he's just cranky all the time, he's a Leo. No offense if you're a Leo, but you guys are moody. You are. I think fire signs are moody, but that's part of passion, right? Anyways, and water signs are moody. So let's not, no, I'm calling everyone out on the floor, on the dance floor. But seriously, if you guys are trying to hurt each other, you're not hurting each other. You're destroying yourself. And you're not only destroying yourself by staying in it, you're destroying each other, yourself, yourselves, and you're literally taking away any happiness that you guys once had in a relationship. Because now it's going to be destroyed and remembered with all these negative things that you're continuing to do over and over and over. Therefore, it's literally tearing the passion up that was ever had in the relationship. And then you guys then literally become different individuals in oneself. That would be the bitter aspect of transformation, which means you become a completely unspiritual person, which means you become someone that literally lives on earth to consumes, eats, and sucks up everybody's energy and love and attention and lust and fucking anything and everything, because you're so fucking miserable that you can't do anything else. You're like the little the guy on Lord of the Rings, my precious, and you literally think that you'll deserve nothing, so nothing's gonna come to you, so anything that you find, you're gonna be like that little fucker who's literally like treasuring every one thing so intently that you literally are insane. You become mentally insane, bitter, trapped by the devil, by your own self-doing, because you didn't love yourself at all. Ultimately, that's the depth of what it is. But it's really hard for us, Taurus, to look at the actual truth in the matter because of the fact that you guys are built to routine, build, routine, manage, all the things that emperors, empresses, and all of those things that you guys do. You're always looking at superficial things, so it's really easy for you to forget the depth of it until you're literally the little gremlin or whatnot on thy precious, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's me, and I'm trying to be nice. Everyone knows you're not nice. Everyone has pity. Okay, let me say this. Have you seen anyone in the world or any relationship other than yours that looks like yours? I mean, how many times do you see anyone fight, for instance, when someone goes somewhere and they're like, oh my gosh, that made me so embarrassed because it triggered and reminded you who you are. That's who you are to the world. You might not think that, but that is who you are to the world, because that is who you become. That's who you've allowed yourself to become because you chose not to be spiritual and you chose to sit and kick it with the devil. Sex, drug, and money. Building shit, knocking down shit. Everything that we build gets knocked down. It's like the emperor that runs around in circles. It's the emperor that starts moving down. Then they start to go to night status. Because then you'll eventually get divorced. And when you do, then you're not even that way. And then you're older and need we go on. So, your finances will not get better until you make choices. Period. Because everything is tied to that marriage. It's not saying that person is... Spirit will make sure that none of you make money, even if you become successful at it. Why? Because you're tied to the devil. So you will never get it until you both are untied to the devil, and you cannot do that together because you can't even do that alone. Period. Okay, moving on. Clear that energy. We are now going to do Virgos. Virgo, it looks like you are hermiting within right now. You're doing what my Virgos do best. That's beautiful because that means you are focusing on what you need. You are potentially focusing on a marriage. What is it that Virgo is focusing on when it comes to this marriage? You could be a little bit worried regarding a situation. You could be worried that someone's going to come in and impact something that you feel like you built, and they're going to have a new opportunity. I'm hearing when you're gone. So I don't know if you are away from someone that you care about. I'm just making sure no cards spin out when I said it. But it does look like we are a little paranoid regarding, or we could be totally opposite and we are a little paranoid that we see someone celebrating with someone and we're worried that potentially there could be a new endeavor. What it does look like, okay, so all of a sudden we're getting a third party that's flying out here. Okay, Virgo, so it does look like we had a situation with a marriage. This person could be, okay, so I'll tell you the elements. We have water, we have air, we have fire, and we have earth for pentacles. Okay, so let me put these guys together so I can figure out cups. Who are you? Okay, air, wands, and then, okay, so it does look like there's a fire sign potentially that you are married to. You're wanting an opportunity or you're worried about an opportunity or them having or starting a new opportunity potentially with a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. This person could have that in their sun or moon and potentially other charts. But anyways, moving on from that. I do want to say that I'm rolling my eyes because I don't know. I never know if it's an angel or you hear things and I don't know if you hear things. You know what I mean. Anyways, and if you don't, I'm just ending this now. So it does look like potentially, we have a situation where we are a little bit worried about our finances. We are potentially worried that okay, so you want me to tell you the truth, Virgo? I feel like you're a little bit, I think you, Virgo, if you want me to tell you the truth, I think you're being a little bit worried because of your own demise. Your own tendencies regarding finances. I think that has put you in a very, very low lack mentality. And because of that, it makes you feel like you need to protect yourself and or create issues between people so that this fire sign does not, your person that you love does not look at you. I feel like you're kind of self-sabotaging yourself with mental torture. But I do feel like you're going through, maybe you feel like someone doesn't care about something you're going through, so it's making you slightly paranoid. You, however, my love, are coming out. You're coming out with finances or with a message of maybe having finances. What does that have to do with anything? But you could be appearing to this person as slightly narcissistic, or you can have narcissistic qualities. For instance, if you're doing things for a bad demise, in other words, you have like an aunt or two that is with you. Well, with me right now, I can feel that. But anyways, you have to make sure that you're doing things for the best version of you, my love. Because if you're not, unfortunately, karma's going to bite you in the ass. So if you're insecure because you don't feel like you're adequate when it comes to finances, you know what? Just, you need to do, you know what? I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to say, my Virgs, my little Virgos. You need to do it for you. You need to watch my last Virgo reading that I just did. It was actually a really beautiful reading. I really urge you to watch it. But you're sabotaging yourself. And as Virgos, sometimes we tend to do that. I don't have Virgo on my chart, so when I say we, people probably think like, what are you, every fucking sign? Yes! We are all the same unicorn. I have these tendencies too, and maybe that's why I mean, we all do. It's an ego, it's pride, it's hurt. You know, when we're struggling financially and feeling inadequate, it's easy for us to, you know, live that way. Now, Virgo, are we wanting a new way of thinking and living and to be set free of ourselves? Or are we going to keep trapping ourselves and creating these issues that inevitably are our own stresses? Because I know you guys were going to go internalize them yourself. Or maybe you can make this, instead of looking and feeling like you can create a new opportunity for yourself. And I know that's not necessarily what you want to hear. It does look like potentially you do have a fire sign that's wanting to come in passionately to you. Or you're wanting to come in them regarding finances or something. So maybe making sure that you do whatever you need to do for finances for you, for your own self-security, for yourself. I think that's really going to impact your guys' situation. You do feel like someone's holding back. Passion. Maybe someone's holding back on giving you their opinion about something that you're kind of being nosy about a Cancer sign. I do, and again, this is Spirit's message through me, so I don't really, if I say things, that's because I'm literally being told what to say. So hopefully it makes sense, because I don't even know. I have to talk so fast, I don't even know what the fuck is going on until it's going on. Unless I watch the video. Anyways, so all I'm going to say is, I'm going to put these all away. All I have to say is you don't have anything to worry about. You do have a high priestess watching over you, and she's seeing everything that's going on. So don't worry about it, is what they're saying with the high priestess card. What's the ultimate? And you know I'm not going to tell you, but I have to know. As your mentor, so I'm going to say to you, okay, you and this other person that you're worried about, you're equals, but you're not equals. Well, that was a clear message. That was a really clear message. Oh my gosh. I really hate to be indirect, but you not working is stopping yourself from your own confidence, and because of that, no one's winning. Ultimately, what needs to happen is when you become worried about yourself, when we become more worried about ourselves, even though it's very hard, we can't project elsewhere out there, okay? Because of the fact that we can't do that, it's perfect. Ooh. I'm being told not to say that. This person, their only focus is, thank you, Spirit. Their only focus is finances. Period. They will not listen to anyone that cannot bring them money, because that is their only worry right now. And they're hitting a point where I don't think they're going to start listening to anyone unless that person can contribute. That's all I'm going to say, Virgos. Okay. Moving on. Now we're going to be moving on. Okay, so I did Taurus, I did Capricorn, I did Virgo, I did water, I did air, so now we're going to do fire. Okay, so we're going to do fire. So let's do fire, fire, fire. Let's do Leo, 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 Leo. Leo, my lions. Lions. Lions, lions. Leo. Leo, are you thinking about the sex in the past, my lovies? Is it pretty phenomenal? With a Scorpio or someone that has Scorpio in their sun or moon? They were your wish. What happened? Oh, they were a boss. Damn. They basically were running shit financially. I don't know if you guys were in a relationship. If something happened regarding them not being able to financially support or something. And they needed new spiritual understanding. They had to kind of want to look into new ways of looking at things. They kind of didn't want to do the same struggle every day anymore, or argue and not be heard anymore. Yeah. As soon as I say that, look what's coming out. They don't want to fight over finances anymore. It looks like they tried to come off and you went away on your boat. So they went and studied and kind of grew. Even if you were together, they were studying things. They were learning things. They were always kind of going. Maybe that's their way of being healthy, like keeping a healthy state of mind. That's me. Like, I don't go on depression medicine. Well, because I've studied. Anyways, I try to do more mental health kind of situations. There's a reason why I have done the spiritual shit I've done. So does not mean that everyone needs to do it. They didn't go through. They're not me. We are all different. That is not saying if you do not do that. So let's just know this. It does look like they kind of walked away to build financially elsewhere. They ended up, and right now, if you want to know what they're doing, they're hanging on someone else. So let's just say they were in a relationship, Leo, right after you. That person is who's on their mind. But let's focus on Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. What does Leo want? Okay, so in other words, Leo, you're trapped on this past person. You're not saying anything. You're withholding information. All you can do is think about it, and you're still not coming into them. It's like you keep sleeping on it. Okay, so is Leo gonna say anything? Like, this person's never gonna change their mind or even think you're an option unless you make yourself even apparent. No wonder they're thinking about someone else. How are they gonna think about you if you're not even coming in? All you're doing is feeling bad about what happened in the past. Oh, you could have done something to them. Oh, you potentially felt bad you never married them, never showed them the love that you truly felt for them. Maybe you kind of took advantage of it, being more prideful, Leo, which is Leo. That's weird. Really weird. Maybe someone called justice, maybe over a situation regarding like waiting and waiting and waiting. You have this person waiting. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Did you just think that's the pride of a Leo? Like, I'm so fucking bomb. Why the fuck would you not wait for me? Well, fire signs. This is why I'm such a tough fucking asshole. Because you're going to meet people like, well, like me. Then there's a tower and end. Who's Gemini, Scorpio, Moon, Gemini, Sun. Well, I say that. Well, the thing is with me, is I end up being like where I get attached to the person still even when we're done, but it doesn't mean I'll be with them. But you still have to let your feelings slowly transition until you go and meet someone else and mentally. So it is kind of like a series of things. But I will say when I do end up finding someone, I'll know within the first time I'm meeting them. That's how it always is. Always. Always. And it's always like right when I'm like, damn, I am fine. And then it's like, damn, here we go again. They trapped me. Right? The guys that want you to do everything for them, but they don't even want to give you a relationship. Leos, we've all been a girl or a boy or a unicorn that's been there. Those are the zebra unicorns. Have we not all been in a relationship where we wanted to be with someone and just didn't work out, though? Like, that, see? This is the thing. We've all been there. This is where I like to look at those kind of things. Okay, so, it does look like I could see clearly now the rain is gone. You're finding your way after a tower. You're trying to use your senses blindly. You potentially went back to dating someone. It didn't work out because you realized they weren't your wish. If you're worried about this person, don't worry about them. I think this is it. Yeah, Spirit just wants you to know that you need to go forward and voicing your opinion, or you're never ever going to have anything you want in life, Leo. And you better learn this as a lesson. Yep, you doing this. You only hurt yourself, and this is Leo's biggest problem. You guys rule pride. So you could be really fucking passionate and resilient and bomb.com, or you can run yourself straight into a ground with narcissism. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to my Aries. Aries, judgment is coming. Aries is calling judgment on his life. My emperors are like, fuck this shit. There is no new opportunity with, an Aquarius or a wish that was in your past. Oh, that's really sad. So you're calling judgment on a past wish? Oh, Aries. I don't know what to say. That's kind of someone that was stealing money from you or hiding money from you. What? Aries, you guys are throwing me for a loop. There is judgment being called on you. A foolish wish that someone had on being able to get finances by being sneaky. Really? Why can't we just come out normal, you guys? Really? In the past, Aries, you got a lot of people like playing tricksters with you. You got a lot of people trying to manipulate you. on the way you're seeing things. Or you are doing this to others. It does look like there's judgment being called where you're no longer being foolish about your wish or an Aquarius regarding something about them. Someone got fucked on business, and someone came in very harshly in the past because they got fucked and left out in the cold. Because someone was having shit going on at work with finances, all these different things that are on their mind. What the fuck ever. Which is why they couldn't come in when it came to fulfillment. Oh, okay, from what I'm seeing is Aries, we got one Aries that's dealing with an Aquarius. They basically got, the player, they played someone, then they got played at their own game. The one kicker is you tried to play a high priestess, and let's just say, you didn't have the strength. No one could have the strength to play a high priestess. You can't. You can take away knowledge that is gained through experience, understanding, and spirituality. Sorry guys, I speak different. That is who I am. And I'm not going to clarify it because you know what I was meaning. Anyways, I can visualize different things in different eras. Like, for instance, I know if I had a second life, I was awake when, anyways, it's scary. So a lot of times, sometimes different energies will actually shift the way that I speak, and there's actually a purpose beyond it, and for it. So, holy fuck, this is annoying. Aries. You have a high priestess that sees everything regarding your situation that's in front of you right now. Good, bad, ugly. She sees you as not being strong. When it comes to delegating what you need people to do in finances. It has nothing to do with people's personal feelings. A relationship is your personal thing with someone. But when it comes to your own structurability of everyone needing to financially support each other within a home. For instance, a family, father and a mother, they support each other. That is important. Only the soul knows what that means. The high priestess knows that. She knows you cannot see it, and that is what it is. It's so much more. A hierophant would be someone that would look at it more differently. You know, they'd look at it more like grounded and extend. Okay, so my way of saying it is like a hierophant is one that kind of like speaks to all the people, and a high priestess is one that speaks with the big guys in the spiritual world, and it comes and relays the message often to hierophants so that they can kind of grow together. Two are no bigger or less than. All is equal in my opinion, but all is energy. You have someone coming in with harsh communication and or someone choosing not to come in with communication at all because someone else is withholding passion or fighting off passion. Or Aries, we feel like we're going to have to be coming in harshly when it comes to talking to everybody regarding some sort of financial situation, but we are very worried with the way everybody is going to respond. And that's what you're going to be worrying about during retrograde is how is everyone... It's, okay, it'd be like, for instance, example, we are having a, what do they call those? Intervention. We need a family intervention. In other words, you just need a powwow. The only thing is you're worried on how the powwow is going to go because you're worried, Aries, that no one is going to listen to you and you can't keep doing and handling it the way it's handling it because you're done. Like, you're like, I can't, period. I don't have a choice. I can't. Okay? What does the High Priestess recommend for the situation? What is the High Priestess message that's from Spirit for Aries? What is the message of the High Priestess? Oh my gosh, she is so wise. She is so wise. I love that. I am, well, I mean, at least I, you know, do we ever, we don't a high priest, who's to say? Even if once, I don't know, unless like God or like just bestowed upon me and came and said, and then I'd be like, don't worry about me, go save the world, why are you, I'd feel so selfish, like, why, oh my gosh, you stuck it with this hot mess instead of like how, you know, which I didn't mean like, not that he wouldn't be able, you know, but I'm just saying, it'd be like him coming down and being like, ultimately, what the high priestess is being told to say, and or what the message Aries that is being going to be projected, and or this is the message that this person was supposed to teach you, and or I don't know, because if you're here watching it, this could just be the high priestess spirit coming in, kind of more high priestess and calling you out, basically. That you need to go within, isolate from all. You need to realize that you have someone that's very, 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 very close to you that is choosing to hurt you on finances. And why should you care if you hurt them if they don't seem to care if they hurt you? Ultimately, you're at a place where you're demanding people listen to you, and you're demanding to give your opinion. And because of that, what you will end up with when, Aries, you learn to use your voice and do this really tough thing and realize that if the person's a pit bull and they have negative intent and they're trying to withhold from you for their own gain, it won't work. Karma's a fucking bitch. There's a reason that person's miserable, and they're not realizing, just like you haven't grown, you're still not going to grow trying to take something away. Because Spirit will put people in your life, Aries, that are stronger than this person and whoever they have around them, and they're going to have more connections than any of them. Therefore, they basically will, they are someone, the high priestess is someone, this is how I explain the high priestess. This is how I explain myself. It's like the wolf, basically, that goes in the pack. And this is totally how I am, but I'm more of a hawk. Spiritual-wise, grounded, I would be probably a wolf, honestly. But anyways, it's the wolf that sits and watches all the wolves. So they watch all the wolves. So, like, I'd be the wolf that would go in and be like, hey, what's up? We're new. You know, everyone's meeting and greeting. And then I'd be the one that's sitting in the very back, watching how each individual wolf interacts with each other, how they are individually, because they're all trying to beef each other up to see who's who, what's what, and this and this. And then you can find out a lot about their characteristics when you're watching them. And then when they all start fighting and whatnot like that, you're still watching quietly. And then when they get best friends, you're still watching them, and you're learning all of this about each individual one of them. How they work under pressure, how they work, you know what I mean, when they're happy, how they work when they're comfortable, how they work in their... You're learning all of these little facts about these little things, which literally makes you alpha of all, because then you literally know and understand each and individual one, but somewhat more than themselves, in the fact that we can't always perceive what we see, right? Anyways, well, there's a little blip on me. So you're kind of being asked to do that. Go and watch all, oh, that's what it was. Go and watch all the little wolves. Sit back and watch them. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start, or you're going to have one pin both of them against each other so you can't see what's going on. Or you're going to have all of them go together. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to go to yourself and do it. And the ones that try saying anything about each other, you are going to know. And the ones that don't say anything, you're going to think it's weird. So you're going to be very smart about this. Do not even worry. Yep. But be cautious, because it's going to be trust. But this is your support. You're going to be absolutely fine. You're guided. You're protected. You're guided. With the heart that you have, if someone's trying to say like, oh, I'm taking the house from you, they can say whatever fucking shit they want. But have they even gotten anywhere in their life? So where's the example of them actually being able to prove that they can ever do what they say? It's going to be a really tough situation, but you're going to be able to get through it. Anyways. Oh, and then we have to do Sagittarius. Sagittarius. So Sagittarius. You see how I was like, yay, we're done. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, it looks like we're not going to be having a new opportunity regarding potentially a new opportunity. Obviously, usually that means we weren't ready or we didn't take it regarding finances. Or you could be dealing with someone that's going to tell you that potentially they lost their job and or they don't have a new opportunity at finances. How does this impact? The reason they're going to be coming in and telling you that is because, honestly, they don't want to give you money. They want to party. Oh my gosh, is this a lie? Someone's going to come in and tell you something, and Sagittarius, I think it might be a lie. So you're being told very cautiously. You have an Empress that's in reverse that, like, hurts in the past. Third party, maybe she cheated on you. They're coming in line. They're saying they love you, this and this and this. They're totally coming in line. You're, wow, goosebumps and all. Wow, what a cool, like, not a cool message, but I've never gotten it. You're being asked to use your senses blindly, or you're going to have to use your senses blindly. You're not going to know what's going on. It does have to do with people at work. So I don't know if you are doing something, Sagittarius, at work where this is you that's cheating. You are having people that are going to be calling you out and you're going to get caught. Someone is getting caught. Period. Period, period, period. Sagittarius, I do think it's going to be an Empress because of the fact that she's in reverse, and Google Empress reverse. That's all you got to do. And don't ask. I don't have time. But I'm glad some do. You're being asked to basically, you need to just get away from this situation. But you need to do what you're going to do. You need to go, yeah. You kept someone in the dark and it hurt you. So I don't know what to say because you've gotten yourself in a really shitty situation, my friend. And that's a personal problem. And I'm not going to say anything to that problem because, I mean, look, you're a liar. So, like, what the fuck do you want me to say? Or vice versa. But it's not. So, if you're not a liar, this isn't for you. Okay? Okay. And that's also a great sign. Right? Right. That means you're doing good. You're not a focus. It could be, yeah. Yeah, someone's gonna lie regarding, like, finances. They're gonna be like, oh, I want to rekindle the past love between us. No, they just want finances for you and destroy a relationship potentially between you and a Scorpio. And so they're gonna stir up shit from the past to provoke you, or to get you to withhold passion. They're going to tell you something really, really that's going to kill you so you don't come in to that person and or so you withhold passion from that person. So they can keep remaining control over you and your finances. Any final words? Forever speak your piece. Yeah. This person is choosing, I just wanted to say she, so maybe it's a she. This person is choosing to have you create this illusion of you. They're trapping you. You're being trapped mentally by yourself, but they are trying to create this entrapment on you. So if you feel like you keep getting mentally trapped by an earth sign, you are. Period. If you're not, you're not. They're trying to keep you away from your spiritual, like the world, knowing, passion for moving forward to new endeavors, to new beginnings, and or the death of a other situation, potentially, that you guys had encountered. Yeah, they're trying to keep you, yeah, they're trying to trap you with, this is someone you must be married to or something, because they're trying to trap you financially. They want to make you stuck. Financially. Because they don't love themselves, they don't believe themselves, and they know they're shit, so they want you to be trapped as shit. It's really that easy. Right? One person that drinks doesn't want to drink alone. It's the same boring shit. So, way to be stuck in a, I don't even know, I don't even, yeah, one card. Shine your light, tune out distractions, and look forward and move. Bye. Thanks for being here. Mercury Retro.